written by Robert Frost. This well-known poem is about making choices. The road means here is the choice. Okay, it is used as symbol. Okay, symbol that means choice. Uh, what I will say? Metaphor. Yes, this is a metaphor. The road is a metaphor that represents life's choices and the choices that shape us. So this is only the main theme, okay, the choice, okay, the road. And Robert American poet who writes in a very simple language, that means simply, insightfully, very meaningful, that always makes us understand what we are going to take steps in our lives, but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences. So every one of us also we are having these type of same resemblances. So through this poem, The Road Not Taken, let us understand what the poet Robert Frost he wants us to understand, and let us uh, be careful in selecting or choosing our choices. First stanza. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So here, the American poet Robert Frost, who is very famous for his simply simple writing, I will say, okay, and his exploration about nature, okay, and he is mixed, okay. So his best known poems for which he is becoming an becoming iconic iconic in uh, the world of poems, like one which we are going to discuss, The Road Not Taken. This poem will keep on remaining as iconic poem one of the Robert Frost. The next is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Another is Mending Wall and uh, Birches. So these are the four poems which are iconic poems of Robert Frost. So in the first stanza, the poet tells us that he finds himself at one point, that is a fork in the road, that means from where the two roads diverged, okay, while walking through a forest in one autumn season that reflects the yellow wood. He feels sorry that he can only choose one path, as he's only one person and can't explore both roads. He stands there for a long time, carefully examining one of the paths to see where it leads, but it disappears into the thick trees and bushes. So here the road is symbol choices in life, and the poet reflects on how our decisions often require careful thought, yet their outcomes remain uncertain. We are not knowing what will, how it will end, what we are selecting or having our choices. So he is also not knowing how the road will end, because he can see till where it ends where there are thick trees and bushes. In one way that where the eyesight catches. Okay. Then continuing with the second stanza. So before that, in first stanza, Robert Frost had used the poetic device of imagery, metaphor, and alliteration. Remember, imagery, metaphor, and alliteration. Imagery here it is what the yellow wood. Okay, this one. Yellow wood is imagery suggesting the image of autumn season. Okay, and metaphor, road itself is the metaphor here. Two roads is pointing out as a metaphor that represents life's choices. Then another word is the alliteration, stood and looked. Okay, this is alliteration. Next, continuing with the second stanza, then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. In this second stanza, the poet writes to take the other road. After examining carefully both the roads, he decided to take the other road, which looks just as inviting as the first. So here, we should be very clear that he had opted second choices where the people travel less. Okay, that we can, in this way we can understand. In the first one, which was busy road, we will say, okay, but both of them it looks same as early in the morning. Okay, uh, it is covered with the yellow woods. Both sides it looks same. All leaves are fallen. Okay, and one first road was having the appearance that many of the road was busy because many footprints were there. And second was having less footprints. Okay, so he had taken the choice of his life and had taken the second road. Okay, second road of as his choice. Okay, which looks just as inviting as the first. So he notes that it seems less traveled and a bit more grassy, implying it may be less conventional. However, he later realizes that both paths are actually quite similar in how much they've been used. Okay, so same way, sometimes the choices seems very distinct at first, but are actually quite similar upon closer inspection. The poet is exploring the idea of perception versus reality in decision making. And here in this second stanza, the poet uses again the poetic devices of metaphor, irony, and personification. Okay, so here in the second stanza, grassy, okay, grassy, it is used, okay, as a metaphor, okay, that symbolize as less conventional choice. And second one is through, okay, through, okay, this one through, it is used as a what I will say irony. Okay, through he thinks one road is less traveled, both as actually one the same. Okay, then here wanted where. Okay, here wanted where, this one it is used as personification. That means the road wanted where implies a desire. Okay, so it is quite clear that he had opted the second choice. What he expects, he is also not known. Later on, he will conclude at the end of this final stanza that during his old age, he will reveal the what he had experienced. Okay, that uh, I also cannot say what will be the ending, but he is concluding like that. Let us understand the third stanza first. So, what we understand that he had opted what wrote. Okay, that looks just like the same as first one, but less traveled and having more grassy, implying it may be less conventional. Okay, so he took that choice and he started walking on that second road for his final choice. So sometimes go in the market. Okay, so at first sight only we are not having this type of things to inspect. Okay, but from outward only we are impressed and we say that we will purchase this thing. Okay, so you are happy with your choice, right? Then but what will happen once you will bring at home, or once you will purchase and carry at home, and then after uh, making use of it, it will get spoiled, okay, quickly. Then you will regret that time. So that choice we should not have. Okay, once you have picked up, you should be fully happy and satisfied. Okay, so that is what Robert Frost wants us, that we should also be very careful in having our choices. Then third stanza, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no steps had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how why not why way, yet knowing it's on to way. I doubt if I should ever come back. Here in the third stanza, the poet tells us that that day was the morning hour. Both roads were covered in fresh, untrodden leaves. That means no footprints were seen. Okay, nobody had traveled that morning, meaning recently walked on either roads. He decides to leave the first road for another day. Remember, student, this is very confusing here. Okay, which road he had opted. So simply you have to remember that second road he had opted, and first, which was okay, uh, very busy road he had left for next day to travel. But the choice is only once. Okay, can he come back again and travel? No, it is not possible, because same day, same time, same month, it will not come back again. So he was doubt. Okay, so he said that he decided to leave the first road for another day, even though he knows deep down that life rarely allows us to return to past choices. So here, life's decisions often feel final as one choice leads to another, making it hard to revisit or undo earlier paths. Okay, so in this third stanza, the poetic device, we should understand what he had used. Okay, he had used of symbolism and repetition. Okay, symbolism and repetition. So the leaves here, okay, this one in the leaves. So the leaves represents opportunities not yet taken. That stands for symbolism. And second, okay, way. This one, way leads to way. So this one is emphasizing how one decision leads to another, making it unlikely to revisit past choices. So this is the repetition. Okay, so moving ahead with the final stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the less travel by, and that has made all the difference. So here finally he concludes what I had already said before for connection to the poem. Okay, so in the fourth stanza, the poet is telling us that a future moment. Okay, that means uh, one second. So in the fourth stanza, finally, okay, the poet imagines a future moment when look back on this decision, that he had at that moment for going on this road, okay, which he had mixed of emotions, okay, mixed of emotions. That means here he had said, okay, this with us, he was little bit regretting, okay, why he was not able to go at the same time on the first road too, okay. So he was little bit having, okay, emotion, mixed emotion, okay, but final decision he had taken that he will travel on the second road, okay, which was less traveled, okay. But later on, as he was walking on that also, students, what happened, he understand that this road also was already visited by somebody, okay. What he was thinking, it was not actually that. So the poet imagines a future moment, okay, when he'll look back on this decision with a mix of emotion. He'll reflect, okay, he'll reflect on how his choice, the less common path, and how it has significantly impacted his life. Okay, that means the choice that he had taken, okay, was it a successful choice or it was a failure choice, that he would tell us, okay, what when some way ages and ages hence, that means when he will become old, he will reveal that what he had taken the choice was the best choice of his life. Then we can conclude, yes, the choice that he had taken to become the writer, okay, to become the poet, was the successful uh, choice of his uh, life, that he had carefully picked up this decision. We can conclude, right? That's why his poem only becoming the iconic poem, and we are reading and getting motivated ourselves too. So he'll reflect on how the choice, okay, that means choice, the less common path, and how it has significantly impacted his life. Okay, so the poet finally expresses the idea that choices shape our lives in profound ways, though it's unclear whether the difference he refers to is positive or negative. So whether it is a successful choice or a failure choice, but finally what he had made, that made to take the decision, that is what he concluded, and that has made all the difference. And finally he said that finally I have selected the second choice, and that is what made me the final person to pick up the choice, and that is what I can say right now, that makes me the different. Okay, so here in this fourth stanza also, the poetic device had used are of ambiguity. Ambiguity here, okay. Here this is the, okay, with a sigh. This is ambiguity that could signify either satisfaction or regret. Okay, that means mixed emotions. Then the rhyming scheme, I hope you can find it out. Okay, how to find out rhyming scheme? If you don't know, many videos are there. You can please see it and find out. Okay, rhyming scheme of this entire poem. Then second poetic device, okay, is symbolism again. I will say here, okay, because less traveled by. Okay, here less traveled by. It is used as a symbolism. Okay, the road which he had uh, chosen, okay, that is less traveled by, represents taking an unusual path in life. So finally, the poem explores the themes of choices, individuality, and the unpredictability of decisions. So we have learned many things, we have learned, right? The moral values, we get many here, or we can say what lesson this poem teach us. So the road not taken is teaching us about the choices, okay, that we take in our life, which shapes our future, right? So all the best. have your choice. Okay, everybody is having choice. Okay, so what is your choice? You also should be very careful, and later you should not regret in your life. Okay, so this is the poem that I tried to explain in a simple way and enjoy it and understand the poem, the road not taken. So please share, help others to enjoy your classmates who sometimes don't understand what the teachers they want to make the students understand. So if you have this type of things, then please share your friends. Else enjoy the explanation. And if my voice get glitches, please excuse me. Till I don't get upgraded myself, I hope you will have some disturbances. But till then, I will continue to come with you and share my uh, simple explanation of poems and prose section. Thank you for hearing the explanation and giving your time to listen this sweet poem. Hope we'll meet with another poem. Till then, take care. Interest in studying, do self-studying. Thank you.